Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another video from Pilot Wannabe. I'm your host, Pilot Wannabe, and today we're going to demonstrate a proper RNAV SID departure from Toronto's Pearson International Airport. And let's pop in so I can demonstrate some concepts before we get going, as we wait for textures to load. Okay, we're all ready to go, already. And we have our flight plan in here, and we have a discontinuity. Now, I've seen a lot of videos where people remove the discontinuity so that they can have a simple, straight out departure with no problems. Where a problem comes into play is if you're on VATSIM and there is a controller and vectors are expected. Now, all RNAV departures in Toronto, all departures are RNAV SIDs, and they all have vectors, so they will all have discontinuities. It is my contention that you should leave the discontinuities in there. And so you'll be under manually intervening with your heading, and then you will get vectors from ATC, and then at some point he will say you're cleared direct, whatever. Now for this particular runway, runway 5, we're departing to Ottawa. The runway heading is 057. The SID departure is maintain runway heading of 057 to 1,000 feet, turn left to 047, and continue on and climbing to 5,000 feet and no more, and expect vectors. No other turns below 3,000 feet. So that's what we can expect. We're going to climb to 1,000 feet, and in addition to flying the aircraft properly at 1,000 feet, we're going to turn left 10 degrees to 047 and continue on with vectors. Now, on this flight, we are in VETSIM, but there are no controllers on, so we're going to simulate all of that. All right, here we go with the demonstration. Parking brakes off. We're going to feed in some power. And then we're going to line up. And nobody's coming. There's nobody on TCAS. And away we go. Okay, so once again, runway 05. We're on the VERDO4 Departure out of Toronto, heading east, toward Ottawa, the nation's capital. Okay, terrible lineup. Okay, I should have stated before, also, to get this done properly, what you're going to do is you're going to set to 5,000 on the altimeter setting, and you're going to push so that the dot appears, so it's managed by the FMC. We're going to set the heading to 057, and we're going to pull so it's intervened and managed by us. And the speed, we're going to push and let the FMC control the speed for this RNAV SID departure where radar vectors are expected. Okay, let's get ready to go. Okay, I had the parking brakes off. Let's pull them off. Now they're off. And we're going to throttle up to 50% N1. Engines are stable. 2 clicks. Command flex. 67 takeoff. Using some rudders to maintain runway heading. Now, a lot of these procedures that I've spoken about are specific to the A320, the Aerosoft A320, 21, 18, and 19. Alright, there's V1. Okay, rotate. You're pulling up. We're to climb out at like 15 to 20 degrees. Okay, gear up. Our speed is falling. We're going to put on the autopilot.
Autopilot is on.
And we should maintain runway heading, and we're at 1200 already. Let's go 047. I think I might have gotten ahead of myself. That was the... No, I didn't. Okay, so we're reducing to climb thrust. And we're climbing out on a heading of 047. And no turns below 3,000 feet. We're at 2,600. And do not climb above 5,000 feet. So somewhere between 3,000 feet and 5,000 feet we can expect vectors. Okay, bringing flaps up. And this is our first waypoint, Alcut. Alright, let's disarm the spoilers, ground spoilers.
Check retracted. Gear up, lights off. Hello. Both on. Off. Check. 301.
Alright, so let's say at this point ATC comes online and they tell us turn right 120. So we're going to turn right to heading 120. And we're going to pull on that to make sure it's captured. And that we are cleared direct Alcut. So we go direct to Alcut. And we insert that. And now we can see our path is going direct to Alcut. And oh, by the way, you're cleared to 13,000 feet. So 13,000, now we push to let the FMC manage that. Now this 120 on the heading is staying there temporarily. The dot is there, showing that it's managed by the FMC. And so it will disappear shortly. And there it's gone. And I don't understand why we aren't climbing more. But we are climbing. There we go. Now the engines are going to spool up some more. Oh, we're not in properly in the detent. There we go. It's important. It's easy to miss. Usually a message pops up here, or when this is flashing and changing, that lets you know that you're not properly in the climb thrust detent. Alright, so now we are climbing wonderfully up to 10,000 feet, indicated by the magenta dot. And we are on our way on a proper VERDO4 SID departure with vectors out of Pearson International Airport. Alright, there's 10,000 feet, pretty much right there. Lights off. There's your 10,000 feet.
Lights off.
Okay. And once we make the turn after Alcut, it'll pretty much be a straight on shot to Ottawa. And so after that turn, I will turn off passenger and move around. Oh, didn't realize those messages were popping up. Okay. So had a thought and it escaped me there just now. We're coming up on 13,000 feet. Now let's assume that we've been cleared for our cruise altitude of 25,000. And once again, we push to let the FMC manage that. And we should start climbing again. And here's our turn at Alcut. Now we are really on our way leaving Toronto's airspace. Alright, so we're straightening out, heading direct to Putin, and we're in a nice easy climb with a pitch up of about 6 degrees. So let's take the passenger signs off. We'll put the smoking in auto, and that's it. That is our SID departure from Toronto's International Airport with vectors. That's how to do it. And that's according to the SID departures as published with the most recent charts. So hopefully you found that interesting and useful and can help you when flying on VATSIM to control your aircraft, your Aerosoft aircraft, when ATC vectors are expected. If you're just flying the flight plan and you've removed the discontinuities, it's going to work really nice and properly and pleasant, but you could experience some troubles flying vectors with the aircraft behaving unexpectedly. So there we go. We're going to Toronto in our dark jet, the Raptors livery. It's pretty much the only livery I have for an A320 with Air Canada, and I'm digging it, so I'm going to keep flying it for a while. And thank you for joining me on this video demonstration. Pilot Wannabe saying thank you very much and see you next time.